review family? Keep it keep it tight. My name is Jay Morris, Review Guy, and I'm back again to bring you another video. And in this one, I'm going to be covering the new Kehlani album entitled While We Wait. Gotta love it when your intro decides to corrupt. So Kehlani is a Californian R&B, alternative R&B, pop, neo-soul singer from California. This is her third commercial mixtape and the follow-up to her 2017 debut studio-length album, SweetSexySavage. An album in which I remember listening to some of the tracks when it first released off of it, but in anticipation for this mixtape releasing, I went back and listened to it. By far, this is one of the most surprising albums that I have reviewed this year thus far. 9 tracks, 31 minutes, not much room to breathe, no room for error, and Kehlani lands it. This is an amazing project of alternative R&B that really just swept me off my feet and just took me to places that I didn't expect it to. This has some pristine, blissful instrumentation written all over it with some deep, atmospheric trap beats, some alternative R&B beats, very Frank Ocean type sounding instrumentals as well. Some nice soul with intrinsic beats that work really well with the mood of the album and carries along these messages that, albeit simple, are really effective in the way they are presented on this album. This album, in my opinion, lives up to the name Sweet Sexy Savage more than her album Sweet Sexy Savage. She sounds cold, relentless, resilient, hostile, sexy. She sounds savage. She's handling these topics very, very well over just a beautiful voice that really sounds smooth as silk. It's really enveloping in this mix with these deep beats that are just rolling in the background and backup vocals that are just swirling like a vortex in the background, sounding harmonious, sounding angelic, working very well. She brings on some very nice features on this album. MUSIQ SOULCHILD, 6 Lack, DOLLA, Dom Kennedy. This all works together to create a project that, while it is short, go by even shorter considering how well tailored these compositions are and how much of a blitzkrieg this entire project is, where you have songs that are in and out 2-3 minutes and they are just going by so quickly because of these amazing backup vocals and vocals, these nice beats that are really enveloping, that are very smooth to listen to, nice on the ears, some very catchy choruses that blossom in a lot of these tracks. Kehlani reminds me kind of Ariana Grande on the opening track Footsteps with MUSIQ SOULCHILD. This is a little bit of a longer track. It's about 4 minutes and 30 seconds, and it goes by quickly because of this nice tropical sounding R&B, alternative R&B beat that's hanging in this background very prominently, and she just sounds wonderful on this track. She sounds absolutely beautiful. Love the topic of this track. I like the talk about relationships and how she kind of is feeling like she is better than that now and how she's progressed. I also sense a little bit of talk about lack of communication on this track. I definitely dig into that. Too Deep is in and out in less than 3 minutes, and the nice, bustling percussion that just lays there with this beat and these layered vocals sound absolutely amazing on this track. Once again, loving the topics that she's tackling on this track. Despite the fact she's kind of rap singing across this track, her tone keeps this nice pitch, this nice timbre that leaves her singing both ice cold and hostile, but at the same time very kind of sexy and promiscuous, and it has this nice R&B flavor to it that recalls some of the great female R&B singers of the late 90s and early 2000s in my opinion. Morning Glory is another track that's in and out in a little bit less than 3 minutes, and this packs in a supremely catchy chorus and some nice verses that also tackle these same issues that kind of are on this entire album, but it's not the topics that carry the most weight, it's how they are presented in my personal opinion, and this is another smooth, sexy R&B track. Now, going by the overall mood and atmosphere of this track listing, I was a little bit weary when I found out that Nights Like This had DOLLA, but surprisingly, over this nice, atmospheric, alternative R&B banger type beat, he does really well, and I really enjoyed his contribution to this track for sure. Butterfly is one of the most engrossing tracks when it comes to atmosphere. I love the swirling instrumentation in the background. It is super, super hard to discern, but it's so smooth, and her vocals just staying in these higher registers sound amazing when they seem like she's just soaring over this instrumental, that she's just walking on air, and her voice is just this bottled energy that she's letting out in such a passionate way. Not everyone has the ability to sing to an R&B beat. She does, and she proves it on this album, if she hasn't before. Love Language, the ender of the album, has this nice ringing, dinging trap beat all over it, and she sounds great on this track as well. Now, despite the beat being a little wonky, I would have kind of liked to see something a little bit more for the ender of the album, but given what the track does present, being almost 4 minutes long, about like 3 minutes, 30 seconds or so, I do really enjoy it as an ender to the album. Maybe I was just a little spoiled on the high quality that this album encompasses, that I was like, how is she going to end this out? But given what it is, she ends it out really well. Yeah, I'm heavily impressed by this track listing. I really enjoyed this album quite a bit, and it's definitely one of the best pop albums that I've heard in quite a while, if you can call it that. I guess it's my favorite R&B album in a while, you could say. And Kehlani really does come through with a nice mixtape, and I really enjoyed this. I wish it was longer. I wish there was more tracks, and I definitely look forward to another full-length studio project. I'm going to be giving this album an 8 out of 10. I think that's a wrap. Thank you all for watching. If you've heard this album, you can let me know what you thought about it in the comment section below. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And smash that notification bell to be notified of my future uploads. Anyways, guys, I'll be signing off. I'll talk to you next time. My name is Jay Morris, the Review Guy. I'm signing off, saying farewell.